So, just before we started recording, Cody sent me an image and brought to my attention a potential breaking story. Cody, you want to fill us in on that?
According to the Cincinnati Enquirer, which is not the normal, like backyard reporter that I normally follow, Cincinnati Enquirer has reported officially that Cincinnati has applied to the Big 12 to join. And it is expected on Friday that they will vote on another three schools that are expected to apply, being Houston, BYU, and UCF, Central Florida. And with that having happened, I think that we can basically, I was going back and looking at some of the, different videos and stuff like that of the talk when Oklahoma and Texas were getting ready to leave or when they announced that they were leaving. And I saw this one video of this guy, and he just like was going on and on about how like the Big 12 was dead and they had no chance and things like that. And I wonder if we could like clip that in here. I think that's possible later on the editing, Dan. Yeah, all right. And so I mean, but that guy's just like a moron. Um, Definitely, check out everything he has to say, but he had no idea what he was talking about.
No, no. So my thoughts were they call in Houston,
Okay, Houston. Yeah, I completely forgot about
they
Houston.
call BYU, they call Boise State. I think they call Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think they call UCF.
But does Cincinnati and UCF and Cincinnati say no? That's a lateral move.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think they call them because you'd be dumb not to call them because if someone's dumb enough to say, yeah, we'll join you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that. I mean, at this point, unless. So here's the thing: is if the Big 12 pulls off BYU and Boise State, then I think Cincinnati is interested.
Well, anyways, so that's like some pretty big news, and like in relation to the bigger picture of college football, this is actually kind of where I think my ideal um like where the best possible scenario of where the future of college football is heading is in this direction where we have some power conferences, and then the group of five I think is probably going to consolidate, and part of them is probably going to end up moving towards like maybe they join the FCS or create their own league or something like that. I just don't. It feels a little different this time, and maybe it's gonna be a slow moving process. But something has to happen with the rest of the group of five, because there's just no point in them competing against the Power Five
No.
if they can't win championships.
See, the thing is, we don't even know when Texas, Oklahoma are officially actually going to be leaves. Like, all this information is going to slow, but it might not actually happen for another 3 or 4 years. So
Yeah,
it's tough to
yeah,
make
but
judgments because we don't even know where these programs are going to be in three or
yeah,
four years.
it really is tough to make these judgments. But like, we're not looking at UC, BYU. Like, we're not looking at those four teams joining the Big 12 at least until the 2022 season, or actually 2023 season is what
2023.
most people are saying. And so, like, if we're looking at that, they could be a 14 team conference in that year, and potentially still have Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, have an awkward transition year.
Be a damn good conference for 1 year. Like, that'd be
That'd
a
be really good.
legitimate conference for 1 year.
Oh yeah.
Um, but then, I mean, it does make it awkward. And then, like, you have to look at the American without those three teams.
American
What are they?
drops below the Sun Belt. Oh,
Yeah, for sure. For sure, they become the worst conference.
maybe not the worst.
Actually, maybe
The
not the
MAC. The
worst.
MAC.
The MAC is the worst. But so like, I mean, geez, and then like this also puts the Mountain West in a significantly better position
Yeah.
because they've got like the best teams in the Group of Five.
Yeah.
So like, what do we like? Where I could see this going, it could move in a couple different directions. But like my ideal scenario is is we get like a Group of Five super conference, like all of the really good teams that are in the Group of Five currently form a national Group of Five conference with 14 to like 12 to 14 teams. And then the rest of the power or Group of Five goes to the
FCS.
goes to the FCS.
Yeah. I think it's fair. I don't really have anything else to add. I think we're just going to call that segment Cody talks for like 5 minutes about Cincinnati going to the Big 12 and the whole implication and how the future is going to go. I don't really have anything else to add. That was wonderful. We will be right back. We're going to go back to our everybody's new favorite segment, Tweets of the Week. Okay. So we're back with everybody's new favorite segment here, Tweets of the Week. This is our first one coming in here. I think I sent this one to the
You did
to the group. It's Hawkeye Jesus responding to Reddit College Football tweet. The two biggest stories in college football this weekend: Bishop Sycamore and Nebraska. Both involved teams pretending to play football. And then there's this tweet. Breaking news. NCAA drops investigation. There's no way they've been practicing. If you remember the Nebraska, they were being investigated for illegally having analysts at practices. I thought this one was hilarious. I don't think it's the best one. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10, but it's a solid tweet.
I was also going to give it a 6.5.
All right, next one. Breaking. With all the controversy around the program, Bishop Sycamore's top prospect, Drew Dawkins, says he will be entering the 22 draft. ESPN will now be airing his pro day footage after confirming its legitimacy. So Andrew Hawkins, former NFL wide receiver for the Bengals, Browns. He was at the Patriots for a little bit, but he put together this little video. It's 2 minutes long, but he basically, I don't know if I want to play that whole 2-minute thing right here, but he basically just does a fake little combine effort.
First probably 30 seconds is pretty funny.
Okay, we can play the first 30 seconds.
Feel free to call me DK Metcalf. I am a wide receiver at Bishop Sycamore High School, and I am 15 years old.
He's 15 years old.
I am quite possibly the fastest prospect to ever enter the NFL draft. As it pertains to explosiveness, my friends call me Napalm.
All right, I'm ending it there. You guys get the picture.
My friends call me Napalm.
I thought that was hilarious. That was a really good tweet, and the effort
That
put
was
into
pretty
it.
good,
Like there was
pretty
some video quality put into that. There was some thought. So,
Editing, yeah, some really good editing there.
so I'll give that one a
That's pretty funny.
9 out of 10. I'll give that one a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, for the effort, the
Yeah.
effort.
So that one's not gonna load.
No, that page doesn't exist.
It doesn't. Somebody deleted a tweet. So we'll move on to this one. I think Cody and I both saw this one at some point. Just from Adam Rittenberg of ESPN. Just love that Kirby Smart is about to record one of his biggest wins at UGA, and the offense scored 3 points. Can't stop laughing. I found this hilarious. I asked Cody during the bachelor party over the weekend. I was like, "Is this really Georgia's biggest win?" And he brought up obviously the semifinal win over Oklahoma to get to the national championship, which yes, I guess that would be their number one, but this is obviously number two, and it's the most Georgia thing ever that their offense only scored 3 points.
Mm-hmm. And a total opposite of the Oklahoma game where they scored like 1,000 points together.
I remember that was like Sony Michel and Nick Chubb both like running
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, it was probably one of the more exciting college football games that I've watched
Yeah.
in like
That was at the Rose Bowl,
20
wasn't it?
years. Yeah, it was, and like it had it had some great visuals. I remember one picture was the the stealth bomber flying over, doing the flyover. They had an above picture of that.
That's really cool.
And that was just
Goosebumps.
money. But yeah, I remember that game, but I mean, yeah, that was an awful game. It was not fun to watch.
Yeah, you're talking the game Saturday night was not fun to watch.
Yes,
that was painful to watch. We'll talk a little bit more about that in our week 1 preview. We'll be getting up to in a little bit, but next tweet, simple one. This is John Cron, Portland State's 6'10", 416-pound tight end. And if you're listening on the audio version, please just do me a favor and Google John Cron, Krahn, Portland State. It's worth the look.
It's a man.
I don't understand how that kid is 18.
Straight up.
But
no way.
All right. We only have like 5 more. Just kidding. I'll skip a couple in here. So I think you sent this one in. Put this game in 2 weeks on your calendar. Winner is crowned the best Pac-12 team in the Bay Area. I didn't quite find this one as funny, so explain why you found this one funny.
Because I just think the Pac-12 is dog shit. And because Nevada beat Stanford or Kansas State.
Kansas State
beat one of them
Stanford.
And someone else. Yeah. And then Nevada beat who'd they beat? Cal. Nevada beat Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, look, the Pac-12's bad. Ha ha ha.
But UCLA upset. We'll talk about that later. Pac-12.
Yeah, that's
I
like
don't
the
understand.
one.
We pick and choose.
One thing that kept them from going negative on the week.
Yeah. All right. Next tweet. Mackenzie Milton. This is from Reddit at Reddit College Football. Mackenzie Milton, on his surgically reconstructed knee, has outrushed the entire Clemson offense. And Mackenzie Milton didn't even play that whole game. He was in there for like a quarter and a half. And and the Clemson offense had 2 rushing yards.
Also, there's no... Sorry, if you're a Florida State fan right now, you should be upset because there's no reason that Mackenzie Milton should have been sitting at the beginning of that game. Mackenzie Milton 100% should have and should be the starter moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
And if that's not the case, then you need to fire Mike Norvell because he does not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Milton is potentially one of the best college quarterbacks to ever play the game, and it does not matter if he's injured.
Yeah.
He is an incredible force on the
field. They were out of that game until he was in it, and until they put him in there.
Yes. 100%. He is a difference maker on the field when he is playing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I still got a bunch more to look through, but we will only do a couple more. I do want to play this one.
Yeah.
If anybody missed it, where to go? It's this one. I don't know if anybody saw Brian Kelly's post-game interview, but I think it was a misuse of words. I can't imagine that he meant this truly, but let's just play it and listen.
I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight. I mean,
maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight. I don't know if that was a Freudian slip, but I found it hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just a Brian Kelly thing. I mean, he was trying to make a reference on the first Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach was asked during the first season they were playing bad because obviously it was their first season. And someone asked him, how do you feel about your team's execution? Or something like that. And he said, well, I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a joke, but like also he was also in favor of his team executing plays, which they hadn't been doing.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders.
All right, one last tweet here from the undefeated. Deion Sanders, his team, Jackson State, they beat up on Florida A&M over the weekend. And in the post-game press conference, Coach, as the tweet says, Coach had something to get off his chest. He said, quote, "Don't you think his mama and them want to see their baby name on the back of their jerseys?" That's basically all it says. And the player is sitting next to him, and he asked the player to stand up and turn around, showing the name on the back. I had the question: what if their mama want to see their face?
For facts.
Did Deion ever consider that?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
They should remove their helmets.
Yes.
Play without them.
Nope. No helmets. New rule.
No, that's
coming.
a bad idea.
No, I think it's a great idea. Let's
The fourth and long-winded football league. No pads, no helmets.
We're gonna bring it back
Basically
to the
rugby, but you run at each other.
You're gonna bring it back to the early 1900s with the leather helmets.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. Well, that's it for tweets of the week.